With the teacher tools, it will tell you the lesson at the top, and of course, if it's one-on-one. Right now, kids, teen, and adults don't do anything other than change the color of your speaker tools bar. But there is sort of some future plans to do something with that. So I built that in from the beginning. For some of the lessons that don't have built-in rewards, you will really love these rewards. So for instance, if I click it, I get a rocket that goes up. If I click on the little star, I can choose different rewards. So maybe I want to use, today is Earth Day. So I want to use Earth Day. And so you just get the rewards on screen, and you can give them 1, 3, or 5 at a time. And then at the end of the lesson, you just have an end of lesson celebration where you can then reset that for the next class. Now, if you're just closing the lesson and moving on and starting another one, you don't necessarily need to reset it. Up at the top, you'll also notice a few cool tools. So we have a timer. So there's some default times built in, and this will just appear over top of your lesson. So it's really great. You can do 1, 3, 5, or 10 minutes. And so if you're doing writing activities, if you are doing something where you want the students to speak for a minute, any of those things, that's a good option. We have a board, which is really just an overlay. So if you are already on, I'm just going to scroll through here to be on a different screen. So maybe you are on this one, the good versus better answers. And this is one of our KET test prep lessons for those of you who are wondering. So if you're already here, you can do a couple of things. So with the board, when you come here, you of course have your text tools, and maybe you're practicing some other answers, right? I live in Beijing, the capital of China. So you can actually write out some of the answers with the students. So you have text, you have your pens, you can change the color of your text as well by just simply choosing the other colors. And then of course you can clear it, and there's also an eraser if you just want to erase pieces. But the nice thing about this is that I don't have to change my screen share. So I can just continue. When I close it, it does go away. It doesn't remember what's on it, but it does take you immediately back to your lesson screen. The other thing is that if you click the reward button at the top, you can actually hide the sidebar rewards. You can also do that with a little arrow. So this particular lesson does have, and so you don't necessarily need the rewards. For some of my students, I actually use the new reward system just because I can vary up what rewards they get. This does have variations, and so Earth Day is in there, but it just depends on sort of what your what you want to do. And for some of the lessons that don't have built-in rewards, it's a great option to be able to use those lessons and reward your younger students. We also have a dice, and so you can roll the dice. So if you're playing a game, if you want to use the dice, some of the lesson screens have built-in dice, but other lessons don't. You might have a reason for that. And you also have this draw. Now, this particular lesson is Genially, and it does have built-in drawing. But the thing I find about it is I don't have a text tool. And sometimes I just want my text tool, and I want to be able to write right on the screen. And so if I click on draw, this is my note. This works the exact same way as the board does. And it has the same tools. It has the eraser. It has the clear. It has the text. One thing I will note is that you can't click on like to the next screen when you're on it. So you do have to just click the close button to make it go away. But that is really nice if you just want to type something, or sometimes I label pictures or things like that. So this is available and built in, and sort of a nice option. Now, I'm going to show you the tools. And I'm going to have to sort of share this tab instead. So I'm going to sort of walk through what's in there. Ooh, there we go. Okay. And then I will sort of show you what happens in the classroom. So you can take your private notes here. So this opens actually as a separate window so that you can have this open and not have it visible to your student. One of the things that you can do is you can create a quiz question. So maybe I want to just create a multiple choice question on the fly. What is one thing you can do for the environment on Earth Day? And I'm going to say, or maybe what is one thing people usually do? So I'm going to put in turn off lights. And I'm going to say go swimming. And maybe I'm going to say maybe go swimming or hiking. And I'm going to say water your lawn so it grows greener. Okay. Now, there is also the true false, and you'll notice down here you have this post to class button. So I'm just going to hit post quiz to class, and it will tell me, it gives me a little pop-up, it's posted to the class. And when I come back, I'm going to share, I'm going to flip-flop back and forth a bit. You will see, here's your question, and we can of course choose the correct one, and we get great job. So this is something that you can use on the fly. If you are teaching with a co-browser, certainly then the kids can click on the answers themselves. So it's just fun. Sometimes I feel like I want an extra question. And even though I've designed the lessons, I'm like, oh, this, I should have a question, or I need an extra practice or whatever. This is something that I find really useful. And then you just dismiss it and it goes away. So also within the teacher tools, and sometimes I get in there and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm actually going to do 2 lessons today. I have one student right now that's in level 1, and we do half of a farm lesson and part of a phonics lesson so that we can practice both things. But I can come in here and I can actually change my lesson. I'm going to choose level 2 for people who haven't seen our new space themed lessons. They're really fun. Let's just go with, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll go with lesson 1. And I'm going to hit load lesson. And what's going to happen now is this lesson will actually load in, why did you not find? Let's try a different one. It will load in your teacher classroom. So that's really cool. I might not have programmed them in yet. So maybe we'll load one of our regular phonics. Anyway, I'm not going to waste time for people, but it does work. You just switch your lessons. It works quite well, really. So the letters and sounds, and I will update the links in the back end after our live so that the new phonics lessons work there too. So I'm just going to load my lesson. And I'll switch over, and you can see the lesson has loaded in the classroom, and we are all set now to work through our phonics lesson. So that's sort of a cool tool. Once you're in there, you can sort of, you know, get ready and switch it on the fly, or sometimes I just teach 2 lessons or whatever. Coming back to our teacher tools, there is a log. I often don't get this done, but it sort of depends on you and your style, because you may come in here and click your stars and throw your student name in, and then if you're issuing a certificate or not, and then just hit save progress. This will allow you to actually do your progress note right while you're still in the classroom. There's also this really cool word search. So if I put in earth, environment, maybe we'd want to put trash, footprint for environmental footprint, and carbon. These are going to be my words. I'm only going to go with 5, but you can do easy, which is only horizontal, vertical and horizontal words, or you can do hard, which means you can get words on the diagonal. I'm just going to send that to the classroom, and I'm going to share this, and you'll notice that we now have a ready to use word search. And I don't know if I can quickly find the words, but you can see as you find the words, they are actually marked off on the side. And so this is something, again, in your teacher tools that you can send. And I'll do a whole video about the teacher tools, certainly can answer any questions, but certainly the teacher tools are a great option. When I close this, I'm just back to the lesson screen that I was on. So you don't have to worry about losing your place in the lesson, starting a lesson again, all of those things. Everything just sort of happens. Now, so today I said that I was going to sort of show you those extra bonus tools that you get when you're using the Teacher Hub that really help to make your life a little bit easier. This helps with keep